Taking place right after the events of Zeta Gundam, the Argama is now completely exhausted from the war against the now defunct Titans. Camille's mind has been disabled, and the majority of the Argama's pilots have been killed. They stop at a colony known as Shangri-La in hopes of trying to do some repairs. During their time in Shangri-La, they meet a group of junk dealers led by the outgoing loudmouth youth, Judo Ashita. Judo and his friends make a living by selling parts for mobile suits and warships, and Judo himself has a sister named Lena, who he tries to support and raise. After the incident with former Titans pilot Yazan Gable, Bright Noah decides to recruit Judo and his friends as new members of the Argama. While the Titans may be gone, Neo Zeon, led by Haman Karn, rises in power, and it is up to Judo and the rest of the Argama crew to stop them with the help of their new powerful mobile suit, the Double Zeta Gundam. To start off, skip the first episode. Why? Well, it's more or less a recap episode of the events from the first series in Zeta Gundam, so there really is no point in watching it unless you have never seen either series and just want to jump right into Double Zeta. While Double Zeta is a direct sequel to Zeta Gundam, it has a completely different tone. Zeta is notorious amongst anime fans for being very dark and brutal, shocking a lot of people, and even shocking Tomino's own wife. So Tomino decided to make Double Zeta more goofy and lighthearted as a result. While I'm not bothered that much by the comedic nature of Double Zeta, since I was already aware of its goofy reputation, I still have to admit that there are some incredibly stupid stuff in the show, especially in the first half of the series. The first half is easily the weakest part of the show. It is slow-paced, had the characters put in really retarded situations, and some of the episodes are just god-awful. In fact, some of the episodes in Double Zeta are just so horrendous that they feel skippable since they are just that bad. Especially the Moon Moon story arc, which was a 2-episode arc that was rather unnecessary and had no point. Thankfully, the second half of the series is a lot better, for I feel it's more serious and genuine, but it still has some levity. The characters I thought were okay. Sure, there are some annoying ones like Bicha, but I found most of them to be tolerable. Judo is probably the best aspect of Double Zeta Gundam. He is nowhere near as angsty as Amuro and Camille, and he is very charismatic and outgoing. He kept a lot of the first half of the series together, and even when the show gets more serious, his personality never felt out of place. Double Zeta probably also has the most competent cast of female characters in the franchise, examples being Ruluka, Elle, Peru, and of course, Haman Karn. Speaking of Haman, the only returning characters that are featured prominently in the series is Bright Noah and Haman. Other characters like Camille, Fa, Hayato don't have much involvement, but they do help the story progress. It is also worth noting that Char was going to be in this series, but it all changed when Char's counterattack was greenlighted. As for the Neo Zeon soldiers, well, to me, they are rather mixed. Some of them are good like Haman and Peru too, some are okay like Mashimir, then there are ones I can't stand like Glemmy. Despite that, I can actually take them seriously as villains. Overall, the story of Double Zeta is very, very mixed. The first half was incredibly cheesy, while the second half is a huge improvement and does make up for the bad stuff in the first half. I don't have a lot to say regarding Double Zeta's visuals, since most of it is identical to Zeta Gundam. The character designs are a lot more exaggerated and wide-eyed compared to Zeta, and the mobile suit designs I thought were kind of cool. I know a lot of people don't like the suits in Double Zeta, but I felt they were alright, with my personal favorite suits in the series being the Bawu and the Quinn Mansa. The Double Zeta itself is a cool Gundam, though I feel it kinda draws the line between Real Robot and Super Robot. Most of the music from Zeta Gundam returns in Double Zeta, but we do have some new tunes to go with the light-hearted nature of the series, and the opening and ending themes are amazing. Anime Janai fits the comedic aspect of the series, while Silent Voice is a perfect fit for the second half of the series. The voice acting is really good. The seiyus from Zeta return to do an outstanding job, and the new talent had solid performances. Judo is voiced by Kazuki Yao, who voices Frankie in One Piece. Peru in Peru 2 is voiced by the late Chico Honda, who did a great job showing off her cute voice. Sadly, she passed away 2 years ago from multiple forms of cancer. Thus I felt the need to mention her since her performance was really great. So overall, the voice acting was good. Double Zeta is far from perfect, but I don't think it is absolutely horrific. It may be the weakest entry in the Universal Century, but I can tell Tomino was at least trying despite some of the bizarre decisions he made for the series. Honestly, I would only recommend this show to hardcore Gundam fans, for I don't really see a casual viewer wanting to watch this show. The first half was full of a lot of comedic garbage, but the series does redeem itself in the second half. So overall, Double Zeta, it's okay. Final score, 5 out of 10.